में एक दिल की बात सुनावानी तेनू हसदा वेख के जगनू मैं भुल जावानी दस दे के दागल तेनू समझावानी ओ अब तू छड़ दे ओनू जो है तेरे नाल नखरे क्यों कर दिए मैनू जजदा नहीं किन्ना सवाल कर दिए ना मैं सुनता नहीं और दस किन्नियां तरीफां चाहिदी तेनू और दस किन्नियां तरीफां चाहिदी तेनू
Hello and welcome to ETV Bharat. I am Pooja Mishra, and today we have a very special guest with us, Lisa Mishra. Hello, Lisa. Welcome to ETV Bharat.
Hello, thank you for having me. Two Mishras.
Yeah, exactly. So, congratulations. I want to start with congratulating you for the Royals. How's
Thank
it
you
been?
so
All the
much.
players coming your way?
I think it's been incredible. I don't think we expected the series to grow to this level, especially because, obviously it's been a very tense week all over India. But I'm glad that now slowly people are starting to feel a little bit more at ease and they can enjoy themselves and watch this show. And hopefully it continues to grow and people like it.
Yeah, sure. Why not? So, how has it been? Like now that the show is out and you are receiving so much love for it, can you take us back that the time when you got the script? How was the feeling like?
I think initially when I realized what this show would be and who was involved, who was going to be acting in it, I had no idea that I mean, like, I obviously didn't anticipate I would get this role. And we went through so many rounds of auditions because they wanted to be very, very particular about who was going to be cast. And I'm really glad that we went through this process. I did about 6 or 7 auditions, and it was worth it in the long run, obviously, because once we got the role and I was told, these are the actors, this is locked, it's Ishan, Bhumi, Zena Ji, Sakshi Tanwar. I was in shock that I get to be part of something of this level. And that too as a series on Netflix, which is just, it's a dream come true for sure.
Definitely. So, talking about your co-stars, how was your equation with Ishan and Bhumi? How was the vibe on the set?
Bhumi ended up becoming one of my closest friends. I think who we are portraying on screen is exactly how we are in real life. We have an incredible friendship. We always have each other's backs, and she really is like an advocate for women, and she champions her female friends all the time. So I think I was just very lucky that I have a co-star like this with me every single day for 2-3 months. And Ishan is just such a professional. I think he's so incredible as an actor. Obviously, Bhumi goes without saying is one of the best actors in the country. But I think Ishan is also just equally talented and incredible to watch him give so much to this role. And I was just in awe of how great they are at what they do. And of course, I have to mention very much a dream of mine to work with someone as loved as Zena Ji. So
Yeah.
totally a dream come true product. Yeah.
I was going to ask about that. To be working with Zena Raman, the legend that she is, how was your learning experience? What did you learn from her from the sets?
I think we just learned how to pull this off for so long. I think watching her, she's such a natural on set. She's great at improvising. She keeps things light. She's incredibly professional. She's always on time, makes no fuss. So I learned how to make a career out of this for the rest of my life. When you're young and headstrong, you might think that I deserve this or I want this and things should go my way. But when you see somebody who's such a legend of film act like a junior and still act like every single day is her first day, it really humbles you and it gives you a good lesson on longevity. And that the people who survive longest in this space are the ones who are the most humble and hardworking.
Yeah, definitely. It was a dream cast, I must say.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no qualms about the cast.
Yeah, exactly. And the same goes for Sakshi Tanwar. I think we saw her after a really long time on the screen. Yeah, and all
Yeah,
of
I think
them were great.
Sakshi floats. She's so effortless and She's so calm and still. She was probably the calmest energy to be around, and so kind. Always asks about everybody and wants to know, about our lives. And all of us have grown up seeing her on camera, so it's incredible to be in her presence. I think there's like an aura of peacefulness around her.
So you have a very interesting background, from Orissa to Chicago and now Mumbai. How's it been? How each place has shaped you?
I think Orissa has shaped me probably mostly as an Indian. I grew up in, I grew up in America, but I lived in Orissa till I was 6 years old. And we had a very normal upbringing, very, average Indian life.
Okay.
My dad is a lifelong banker. My mom is a teacher turned professor. And so we didn't grow up in like glitz and glamour or anything like that. So I think Odessa shaped me into being hardworking and humble and realizing I'm not anybody fancy. I'm just from a completely normal background in life. And then Chicago gave me all of the freedom to be as creative as I wanted. I discovered my love of, music and theater while I was living there.
Okay.
My whole family is still there. So what I owe my, artistry and my ability as an artist to my time in Chicago, because it really shaped the work that I do now. And then ever since I've moved back to India, Mumbai, I definitely think has brought out the work ethic, because you cannot survive in this city unless you work really, really, really hard. Because and especially this industry is so competitive. Entertainment in general is a very competitive industry. So you have to be excellent and you have to be,
on your toes every day.
On your toes. Yeah.
So has Mumbai become your home now? Have you
I would say
adapted to
so.
the Indian culture? Does it come as a shock to you?
I think India is definitely my home now. I obviously my parents are in Chicago, so a bit of my heart is there.
Okay.
But I think my home and my life here is beautiful, and the people I've met and the type of work that I get to do, I owe that to India for sure.
Okay, so you said that you developed interest in theaters in Chicago. So was Bollywood always a dream, or did it evolve over time?
I think it evolved over time. I don't think I knew that I could ever do this when I was little, because, NRIs, we grow up very specifically on Dharma films and Shah Rukh Khan, and they are legends and they don't seem like they're within your reach. And so when you're watching these people on screen, you're never going to think that, well, Shah Rukh Khan is got a film on Prime or on Netflix, and one day I'll do that as well, because it just doesn't seem real. Because Shah Rukh worked in a Dharma film, I would not ever think it was possible for somebody as normal as me. But I think my love of being an artist, certainly I've always had that my whole life. So when I came here and my first acting job was on a Dharma set in Call Me Bay, definitely I could not believe myself. I was in awe. I was in shock that these very far away, how do I put this? I don't think I had the right to this dream even, because it was so far-fetched. I couldn't even, my brain could not even dream about it. Yeah. So wo to dur ki baat hai that now I'm on this platform, but I definitely think when I was little I couldn't even dream that big, and now to be living that reality is very shocking and amazing.
So what was the moment when you decided that you want to be an actor?
The minute I moved to Bombay, I think I realized that the industry is very interwoven. So, the resources are all available if you want to push yourself. So because I was in a lot of rooms with known composers and producers, directors when I was a musician, I figured I should start auditioning and at least practicing via the auditions and trying to see if there's any potential for me as an actor. Because once you move to Mumbai, I feel like you catch this bug, and everybody gets this acting energy. So obviously for the first 4 years, I was only rejected. Nobody took me for any work. But then I put a lot of effort into learning Hindi because I didn't speak Hindi before. And then changing my accent to sound Indian when I speak in English. And obviously, I can't speak like this in Royals or in Call Me Babe because it would make no sense. So a lot of things I think were just a matter of time and effort. And before long, obviously 4 or 5 years into putting all this effort in, I got my first role, and sky's the limit now. Let's hope.
Definitely for you, definitely. So you are saying that you transitioned from music to now acting. Would you still choose between the two, or you wanna cater to both the interests?
I think both, because I see myself as a lifelong musician and I see myself as a budding actor. So I think the journey for me as an actor is just beginning, and the journey for me as a musician will carry on forever. So the ideal scenario is that I'm working on the music of the films and series that I'm in. I was able to do that in Call Me Bay, and hopefully if we do a season 2 of Royals, I can get some of my music in there as well.
I was gonna ask you the same thing. Like, we did miss you singing in the Royals. Is there anything that we can expect in season 2?
You guys should demand it. If you want me to be on the music of
Okay.
the series, you should write about it and then let the producers know.
We'll definitely trend the hashtag, Yeah, they should know. So it will be very wrong if I don't request you for a song now.
Oh, for a song.
Mm.
Yes, I don't know what to sing.
You can sing anything that you like. I've
Sure,
heard
I'll-
Tarifa is very close to your heart.
Sure, I'll sing Tarifa. कानों में एक दिल की बात सुनावानी तेनू हसदा वेख के जगनू मैं भुल जावानी दस दे के दागल तेनू समझावानी हो अब तू छड़ दे ओनू जो है तेरे नाल नखरे क्यों कर दिए मैनू जजदा नहीं किन्ना सवाल कर दिए ना मैं सुनता नहीं और दस किन्नियां तरीफां चाहिदी तेनू ਹੋਰ ਦੱਸ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਤਾਰੀਫਾਂ ਚਾਹੀਦੀਆਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ
It's amazing. Wow, nice. So do you enjoy live singing or studio recordings?
I think I prefer singing live. You get an audience like what you just gave me.
Yeah.
The feedback from the
Instant
audience.
reaction.
Immediate. Yeah. I think it's
I really
always
like that. Okay.
it's magical to have the immediate feedback from people, and it really pushes you to give them a good performance.
Exactly. Yeah. And the vibe, the energy, it
Totally.
just lightens, heightens the, vibe. So what was your parents' reaction when you told them that you want to move to India and pursue acting?
I think
What is the general norm?
Yeah, I think at the time my parents were like, you're young
Mm.
and you should go and do this, but agar 6 mahine mein kuch hua nahi, then come back. Yeah, they were very practical about this. They said, you're young enough to take a break from your career. I was a data analyst. They said, if you want to do this, do it now, because the more you delay something like this, the harder life will get. Maybe you'll be married, maybe you will have a job that you can't leave, maybe you'll have kids. So before any of those pressures come up, I think they were okay with me coming and doing this and giving it a try. And their only issue was, you should be able to earn. If you're earning well, then continue. If you're not, come back home after 6 months and start working again.
Okay. Oh, that's a very practical approach.
Yeah, they're very desi. They're
Very desi at heart. Yeah, you can take Indians out of India. The other way around. Yeah. So with your family living in Chicago and no godfather in the industry, do you have like these sad moments and how you navigate through them?
Totally. I think, especially as an actor, I've had obviously no help in the acting space, and every day I think I'm aware that if I had a little bit more knowledge, maybe I would have started this earlier. I feel so sad that I didn't pursue acting, 5, 6, 7 years ago, as diligently as I am right now, because I just didn't know I was going to be able to do this. So I wish, if I had, the backing in the industry from the beginning, of course I would be in a different place in my career, but I'm not complaining. My launch was in Dharma and Amazon Prime. My second series is on Netflix with PNC. So I think it worked out.
Definitely, it worked out. And You were late, but you are here to stay for long.
I hope so. I hope as long as people keep telling me honestly how they think I'm doing and where I can improve, I'll keep working hard and improving and doing justice to what I'm portraying on screen.
So with the praise coming your way, you must be having now a checklist. Like, who do you want to work with next?
I think
Any
I'm
actor
too I'm too much of a beginner in the industry to have such demands, but I have a dream.
yeah.
Yeah, totally. I think this was my answer years ago, and this is before he made Chamkila, but I love Imtiaz Ali. And my favorite film was written by him, which is Cocktail.
Okay.
And then one of my favorite films, Highway, was directed by him. So I would love to work with Imtiaz Ali. And of course, now he's made Chamkila, so he's got a little experience working with musician actors.
Exactly.
So if ever he wants to do that again, I am available.
Any singers that you would like to collaborate in the future?
Diljit Dosanjh, obviously, I think that would be amazing. And as far as women in the industry go, I would love to work with Jonita and a couple of other younger artists in my space.
Okay.
I think the music industry is growing in the coolest and like most fascinating way. And now we're seeing so many independent musicians come up. So I would definitely like to keep working with them.
And experimenting, yeah.
Yeah.
So any collaborations that we can expect in the future?
Not right now, actually. This year, I'm going back to, and you would be happy to hear this. I'm making a lot of romantic ballads this year. My next song is coming out in about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And it's, I think for the listeners who love songs like Tarifa and Sajna, this is that space. And I wanted to capture that audience again, because even I love singing songs like this. So now not only am I singing them, I'm, writing these songs, I'm composing these songs. So the next entire year, I think, will be projects in
Related
this
to singing?
love songs, ballads sort of zone.
Okay.
As far as I know right now, there's no collabs, but I'm sure by the third or fourth song, there'll be somebody collaborating.
Apart from singing and acting, what are your hobbies? What are you off screen basically?
Ye kafi nahi hai?
Exactly, you're full of talents, yeah. But something secret hidden here and there that you would
I
like to
think
share.
my hobby is food. My passion is food.
Oh.
So my best friend Shah and I have a podcast called Dish and That, and we talk about food and music on it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I think I love eating and traveling for food and cooking and entertaining. So
Okay.
that's about, I think, but that's like an Indian hobby. We are all foodies.
Indians are, yeah.
Yeah, we're food lovers. I think that goes without saying.
For some strange reason, I'm getting a very Punjabi vibe from you.
Me?
Yeah.
Because I'm wearing a kurti
It's
now.
a compliment actually, yeah. Because no, Taifa was also effortless. The accent, the Punjabi accent.
Oh, yeah.
Natural, yeah.
Yeah, I think I would love to be Punjabi if I could, because they have the best food.
Exactly, yeah.
The music is great, the food is great.
And the singing talent, everything. Oh God, really, you do have a connection.
They just marry a Punjabi, and then like my child can be Punjabi.
Oh my God, this was the moment,
I'm calling out to all of my Punjabi fans. Find me somebody.
Big revelation, yeah. That you just dropped.
It dropped on ETV Bharat, guys.
Exactly, very exclusive. Full on exclusive. Nice. So, since your mom is in Chicago, how did you celebrate Mother's Day?
I called her before before it was Mother's Day in India, and it was already Mother's Day here.
Okay.
I called her on the evening before and wished her, and I just told her I really miss her and I wish she was here. But I've missed 7 Mother's Day in a row now, guys. I feel very bad. I always go home around the time of Father's Day, so I think my mom thinks there's a conspiracy.
Maybe next year you'll be together.
I hope so. मुझे मई में छुट्टी चाहिए, please. मुझे मई 10th को काम मत दो next year.
Is some birthday there?
Sorry?
Birthday?
Oh, no. I was saying just leave me Mother's Day every year. I just want to go see my mom.
Yeah, exactly. Entire May, yeah.
Yeah, just give me some flexibility in May.
Yeah, exactly. वो पूरा 7 साल का भरपाई करना है,
Exactly. In 1
Very
year,
wise.
I'll make up for it.
Needed, much needed. Yeah. So, you are really young and you have a very growing career ahead. What is the one advice that you would like to give these young kids, girls especially, who want to make it on their own, given the music space and the changing entertainment dynamics?
Sure. I think find your allies in other women. Women are going to help you before anybody else. I know that it's a tough industry, especially in music, which is very male dominated. And a lot of the executives at the very top are men. Producers, composers, lyricists are almost all of them men. But try to build your tribe of women, your co-composers, your lyricists, your engineers. If you can find girls to work with, I guarantee you it's a different feeling when you work with women because we have a natural support for each other. And that sense of community will help you as an artist and it'll help you feel less alone. It'll help you feel like the burden is less.
Exactly. You feel seen and heard and understood at the same
Totally.
time.
Totally. And especially if you're writing lyrics, I think women tell each other stories best. So I think sitting in a room with other girls and sort of commiserating about our struggles and sharing our stories, it's going to make for some incredible music. Some of the best songwriters in the entire world are women. And I would love to see more of that in India as well.
Definitely. And we see you. There
Yeah,
must
you
many
can
people
collaborate with
following
me. I'm
you.
happy to combine forces with a lot of girls.
Yeah. I'm happy to see you become an idol for the young girls that they are.
I hope so. That's the goal.
We do without even realizing that we are impacting lives. Yeah, we do
Oh,
that.
wow. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
You truly deserve this.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for
Wow, and
connecting
guys,
with us.
we should do only ETV Bharat interview.
And actually, ETV Bharat Entertainment Desk, it's full of women. Most,
Oh,
yeah,
see,
entertainment
isn't it a
journalists are
different
women.
atmosphere?
Yeah. So, the vibe I can totally relate to
Yeah.
on
When
this.
you walk into the office every day, it must feel
Yeah,
just so
it's so
good.
good.
I'm telling you, it's a fact. I
It
think
is
women
the
are each
best.
other's
Yeah.
champions. And also, I mean, it's what we do on Royals as well. Me and Bhumi on screen have this incredible, girl gang. And that's the whole point, women will help each other rise and find your support system in girls.
Definitely. Yeah, I see even you and Sakshi ma'am and Zena Raman ma'am and Bhumi Pednekar ma'am, you all kind of overshadowed the screen, you kind of overshadowed all the men on the show, I must say. Your energy was so contagious, yeah.
If we can compete with Ishan's abs, then we've done something right.
Yeah, you did, I'm telling you, and without even putting any effort.
Thank you so much.
It was effortless. He had to, bear his shirt, but you guys just had to smile and be there.
We just had to smile, guys. No, I'm kidding. Ishan's done very well. Don't please,
Yeah,
please
not
let him know that.
shaming. I'm a big fan of his, but still, you guys were a tough competition to him.
I'm glad.
Very
I
tough.
think that's what we were trying to achieve was just to make women feel seen. And even in my love arc is, between two women, and I think the sensitivity you have to have and the sort of the way that you portray this is really important because I think women have a different way of even doing romance. They have a different way of loving. So I got very lucky with this role that I got to have like a female best friend, a female partner in romance, and yeah, it was a really cool world to be part of.
This is the one question that I missed actually. That when you were offered this script, what is this one similarity and one difference that you find in your character in the show?
I think the similarity is very obvious. We're both self-made and very entrepreneurial. So I see a lot of myself in Nikki, the way she pushes herself, the way she works so hard. And, before everything else, her work comes first. And which sometimes can be a bad thing. Sometimes you miss out on enjoying life. Yeah, because we're workaholics. And I think the biggest difference between us is probably that she's a little more serious than I am. I'm a little more lighthearted for sure.
More fun and adventurous than
yeah, I do a little more musty than she does.
Yeah,
I have very she's a little bit more like Virgo Pisces and I'm very, very much Leo.
All mixed, all the good qualities mixed in one. Yeah.
Yes.
So when you look at a script, what is the one thing that you are keen on?
I think representation for sure. I think actors like Bhumi, actors like Alia Bhatt.
Mhm.
These are women who definitely, Janvi as well. Look at scripts that represent women in spaces of empowerment. And even if they are in a disempowered state in the story, they themselves are empowered. So I would love to keep playing roles where I'm, a force to be reckoned with. And I've been lucky that the first two roles have been like that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly how you want it.
Yes, totally.
It was great talking to you, Lisa.
Thank you so
I
much.
wish you all the very best for your future. But it will be a sin if I leave you without, again asking you to sing.
Again.
This time I want you to sing your favorite song. That time I did suggest
That's my favorite song.
for the girls. This
for
time
the-
for the girls. Yeah.
Sorry, for the girls?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God, this is so much responsibility. Let me think of what to sing. I think my album released last year, and there's a beautiful song on there called Saza, and which I wrote and composed. So I'll sing a little bit of that. किस बात की मिली ये सजा, बिन कुछ कहे कहाँ तू चला, किस बात की मिली ये सजा, हो कुछ कहने को ना है बचा. I messed that up completely, and it's my own song.
Thanks for joining us, and it
Thank
was
you
really
so
nice
much.
talking to you. All the very best for your future, Lisa. And
Thank you so much. This is
hopefully
lovely.
we'll connect again after your album releases, Yeah.
It's coming
Congratulations.
soon. My next song is coming soon. And
all the very
yeah,
best.
then we'll meet again.
All the very best, and congratulations in advance.
Thank you so much.
Because
It's a
I
pleasure.
already know it's gonna top the chartbusters.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the goal.
Thank you.
Thank you.